All right, let's just jump right in. We are standing at a really interesting point in time because there's this new force making its way into, well, everything. Our classrooms, our study sessions, you name it. I am, of course, talking about generative AI. And in this explainer, we're going to break down how this isn't just another tech tool, but a massive shift in the future of learning itself. This really sets the stage for everything we're about to talk about. Now, what makes that so powerful? It's that phrase, a new epistemological actor. It means AI isn't just something we use, like a calculator. No, it's actively participating in how we create and understand knowledge. It's a brand new player on the field. So here's how we're going to tackle this. First, we'll get to know this new actor. Then we'll look at the big choices it's forcing us to make. From there, we'll explore a new way of thinking about how we use it. And finally, we'll talk about the part that we all have to play in this new world. Okay, section 1. What does it really mean to have a new actor on the educational stage? And let's be clear, this goes way beyond just getting homework help a little faster. We are talking about a true paradigm shift. I mean, just think about it for a second. The core assumptions that our schools and universities are built on, how we teach, how we test, what original work even means, all of that is now being called into question. We're shifting from a world where information was scarce to one where it's completely overwhelming. And AI is the engine making that happen. So let's really nail down this term, epistemological actor. When we say that, we're saying AI isn't just a passive tool. It's actively generating ideas, it's helping to structure arguments, it's even creating brand new content. It's not a calculator, it's more like a collaborator. And you know what? That changes everything. Which naturally brings us to this huge crossroads. On one path, we've got our trusted, established traditions in education. And on the other, there's this tidal wave of innovation. So how do we move forward without losing the things that really matter? And that is the question, isn't it? It's the one that every single teacher, student, and administrator is wrestling with right now. Do we pull back, be cautious and try to ban it? Or do we lean in, embrace the creativity, and see what's possible? Well, the answer isn't just picking one side. It's about forging a new path right down the middle. This slide just lays it all out so clearly. On one hand, yeah, there are risks. We could end up outsourcing our thinking. We could let raw efficiency take the place of grappling with real, beautiful complexity. But look at the other side. Look at the opportunity. We can use AI to double down on our core educational goals. We can use it to shine a light on those invisible skills, like how to structure a great argument. And we can use it to teach and model what it means to be a discerning, reflective human being. And this is the paradox that is just so fascinating. By handing off some of the more mechanical work to a machine, we're actually freed up. In fact, we're almost forced to concentrate on the stuff that makes us uniquely human. Our critical thinking, our ethical reasoning, and even our metacognition, which is really just the skill of thinking about how we think. So how do we actually grab that opportunity? Well, this is where we get a guiding principle, educating with generative purpose. This is the mindset, the new framework that's going to help us navigate that crossroads we were just talking about. And here's the absolute key to it. Generative purpose is not about using AI just because it's there. It's about being intentional. It's about designing our work with these tools specifically to help us grow as people. The focus snaps right back from the shiny new tool to the human being using. So what does this actually look like for a student? Well, their role totally changes. They're not just passively accepting whatever the AI spits out. No way. First, they become a co-creator, actively steering the tool. Then they have to be an explainer, being totally transparent about how and why they used it. And finally, and maybe most importantly, they have to be a critical reflector, judging the AI's work, making smart revisions, and taking full ownership of the final result. And at the end of the day, this isn't about just one new type of assignment. It's bigger than that. It's about building a completely new culture in our classrooms, a culture when we encourage people to experiment, to try new things with these tools, and where a failure or a weird output from an AI isn't a mistake, but an awesome, instructive moment to learn something. Now, a change this big can't just happen in a single classroom. It has to be a much bigger, coordinated effort.
So this last section is really an invitation for everyone, for institutions, and for each of us to step up and take a real leadership role.
Our institutions have a huge part to play. Their policies need to be flexible guides, not just rigid walls, because this tech is moving way too fast for rules set in stone. Professional development can't be a one-time workshop. It has to be an ongoing conversation where educators are learning from each other constantly. We have to invest in people because a tool is only as good as the person using it. And, maybe most critically, we have to put equity at the absolute center of this to make sure AI becomes a tool that closes gaps, not one that makes them wider. And that right there is the main takeaway for all of us. The future of AI and education, it's not already written. It's not a done deal. The power to decide what comes next is with us. It's with the teachers, the students, and the leaders who are engaging with these tools right here, right now. And that's what it all comes down to. The real promise of this technology isn't about speed. It's that it might just help us get back to the true heart of what education is supposed to be about. A deeply human journey focused on finding meaning, building connections, and sparking real creativity. So, as we wrap this up, the real question isn't what AI is going to do to education. It's what are we going to do with it? That whole space of possibility is wide open. So how are you going to help shape it?